Hi guys, welcome back to TV Spoilers. Reviews to viewers that dramatic twists and turns in Nikki and Billy's relationship, potentially cornering Victor and revealing what terrible consequences might arise from Victor's evil nature as he seeks to destroy Jack. Billy could barely bring himself to say it out loud, but the implication sat like a weight in the room. Jack might not be missing by accident. Jack might be in real trouble. In Genoa City, people disappeared all the time in rumors and half-truths, but this felt different. Sharper, colder, more deliberate. Billy knew Victor Newman's methods too well to pretend otherwise. Victor didn't just threaten, he contained. He didn't just scare people, he held them in place until time itself became another weapon. If Victor had Jack, then Victor could keep Jack for as long as it served his purpose, stretching each hour into a message that said the same thing over and over. Your power is mine to control, your family is mine to punish, your choices are mine to force. That realization didn't bring Billy clarity. It brought him panic stressed up as logic. He could feel his mind turning into a battlefield, one side screaming that he had to do something now, the other side insisting that every move could make it worse. Chancellor wasn't just a business deal anymore. It was a pressure point Victor could twist until Billy broke. Billy understood the cruelty of the setup. If he let go of Chancellor, he would be handing Victor exactly what he wanted, confirming that Victor could still bend him like he always had. But if he refused, if he dug in and fought for Chancellor, then every minute Jack stayed locked away would feel like blood on Billy's hands, proof that Billy's ambition mattered more than the man who had spent years cleaning up Billy's chaos. Billy tried to tell himself that there had to be a third option, some narrow path where he could protect Jack without surrendering everything. Yet the more he searched for that path, the more it felt like hallucination, a comforting lie his pride needed in order to breathe. That was when Billy reached for the one idea that sounded less like surrender and more like leverage. Nikki Newman. He didn't present it as a miracle solution because he wasn't naive. He knew Victor could deny, manipulate, and twist any conversation into a performance where he remained untouchable. But Nikki was different from everyone else. Nikki was the one person was close enough to Victor to see what was he doing while it was happening. Close enough to feel the heat of his choices before the rest of the city smelled smoke. Billy believed Nikki would not tolerate Jack being treated like a hostage. He believed that, at the very least, Nikki would refuse to stay quiet once she understood the stakes. Even if Victor tried to dismiss her, even if he tried to charm her into compliance, Billy still imagined Nikki drawing a line. And if Nikki drew a line, maybe Victor could hesitate for one crucial second. In a war like this, a single second could be the difference between rescue and target. Diane didn't share Billy's faith, not in the plan, and not in the illusion behind it. The moment Billy suggested Nikki, Diane's resistance rose fast and fierce, as if the idea itself insulted the seriousness of what was happening. To Diane, this was not a situation where you tested soft angles and hoped human decency would show up at the last moment. This was Victor Newman at his purest, power without shame, control without limits, cruelty wrapped in strategic patience. Diane said it the way you say something you have finally stopped being afraid of to admit. Victor is a monster. Not a difficult man, not a ruthless businessman, not an aggressive rival, a monster. The kind of man who could look at Jack Abbott, a living, breathing person, and reduce him to a bargaining chip without flinching. The truth was, the uncertainty itself was the cruelest part. Not knowing gave fear permission to create its own images, each one worse than the last. Diane imagined Jack waking up disoriented, realizing he was locked away, realizing Victor was behind it, realizing the people he loved might be forced to trade their souls to get him back. Billy imagined the same and then imagined the moment he would have to face Jack afterward, either as the brother who saved him or the brother who hesitated. Victor didn't need it to be in the room to dominate. His shadow did the work for him, stretching across every sentence, every pause, every heartbeat. So what happens to Jack now depends on the next move, on whether Billy walks into Nikki's world and tells her the truth, and whether Nikki's loyalty to Victor finally collides head-on with her friendship with Jack. It depends on whether Diane's certainty forces Billy to act before the window closes, or whether Billy's hope for a cleaner solution buys Victor more time to make Jack's disappearance permanent in all the ways that matter. Because if Victor has Jack, he isn't just holding a man. He's holding a family's stability, a brother's conscience, and a city's fragile illusion that there are still lines Victor won't cross. And somewhere, behind a locked door that no one can find yet, Jack may be reaching the point where hope stands being a comfort and becomes a countdown. Because the longer Victor waits, the clearer the message becomes. Billy's decision won't just decide Chancellor. It will decide how much of Jack comes back, if he comes back at all.